everybody. We are here to do the February energy update for 2023. Here we are, already the 12th of the way through the year. So today what we're going to try to do is give you a little overview of kind of what January was like. As you know, I always thread together typically pieces of past months into where we're at now and then where we're going in the future. We're going to try to talk about the individual situations we may have, things that may apply to you, as well as what we may see collectively. And so I think we'll just go ahead and get going. Okay, so let's just do a little review here. I'm being guided to kind of go back to December. So if you recall, we were, and a lot of people experienced this, we were in a situation where we were shoring up our foundation. But what happened is a lot of people had big things come up. Some of them were things that were starting to show up and that they had been working on it, that they knew about, that they needed to deal with in 2022. But okay, they just said they came to a head in December. And yes, they did. And there may be things that we thought we had taken care of, but they came back, like in a huge way, so that we could literally, like we've talked before, get the dust in the corners out on that particular thing so that we can move forward into this new 2023, the year of what we've been told is creative expansion. All right. So we have to be ready for that in many ways. Now, remember, we're all still continuing to do our work day to day. It really never ends, but it does become a process that you start to understand better for your own individual situation and becomes what I call smoother. It may not feel fun, but there's the beauty that comes with it too. So just always remember that in every energy update that I give and in everything that happens to you. This is all about learning, raising in frequency and vibration, and then continuing to understand our patterns and how we move through this journey. So as we were moving into January, what they told me just like a week or two ago is January really was picking up the pieces, like cleaning up, essentially, from what occurred the last November, December of 2022. Now, remember, some of you may have had a little earlier on situation with the shoring up the foundation and then the cleaning up. But in general, that's where we've been over these last few months. And now in January, it's kind of cleaning up the things that we were really kind of dealing with at the end of the year. So there's been a lot of energy of support. I just heard the words of support. Oh, they just said of upliftment. Okay, they just said for those who saw the way. Okay, saw their own way. So if we've become aware, we've made decisions about those things that serve us and tossed aside the things that don't serve us, really, really focused on what's in front of us, we receive that upliftment. And this is real hard to put into human terms. It's a feeling, it's a sense, it's a, that you have been, I just got the words lifted up. It's so hard to explain this if you haven't been through it, but I think many of you understand what I'm talking about in the sense of when we do the work, we identify the work, we make the choices for us in our journey that serve us, suddenly we get this upliftment energy that takes us to, okay, I just said the next level. Because remember, this is all about continuing to rise in frequency vibration, shedding the things that don't serve us any longer, and coming back into the strength of who we are. So January was a lot of upliftment energy, a lot of strong energy too. And so we're kind of in that place now where, to one degree or another, remember, we're all on our individual journey, but as a collective of lightworkers, what we're seeing is this upliftment, all right? And then as this happens to us, we're uplifting the rest of the collective, even though I know it doesn't look like it. We'll talk about that later potentially. But we're talking right now about our journey, our lightworker journey, and what we're seeing happening as far as the energies that are here to support us. Sometimes they don't feel like they're here to support us because they're hard, but that's all has to do with like bodily adjustments, cellular adjustment, Well, they just said mental, emotional. Well, it's the three bodies that I just talked about. So we're adjusting to those new energies. So sometimes it doesn't feel great, right? Which is why we go back to that video that I recently did, which is really looking at the three bodies and how you create that foundation of, honestly, wellness in all three bodies. So January has been this very much, I keep getting this visual of this upliftment energy. Okay, they just said rising to the cause, rising to the pinnacle of you, taking you back to who you are. Awareness, they just said, awareness of who you really are. So this journey, as we go through this journey, we start really grasping. They just said the word grasping, and they just said integrating the knowingness of who we truly are, that creator being, that divine spark inside a human body, the power that we actually have. That's what we're here to do, is reclaim that, right? And move past all the heavy energies. But what they're talking about here is, in this upliftment energy, they're really talking about the cosmos and the support. Okay, this is why they're showing this, like we're ready for February, which they keep showing, again, the stair steps, but this is they're talking about the sun. They've been talking about the sun a lot. Okay, so toward the end of February, okay, they just said galactic portal. This goes back to what we saw a couple months ago, and I've continued to see, we haven't talked a lot about it, but it's this gateway of light, where light workers, where we're going to be going through this gateway of, okay, new energy and new times. They just said metamorphosis. So this is a big deal. I'm also getting that the sun, solar, they keep saying solar energies are going to contribute to, I don't know if there's anything solar coming up. Those of you who track all that may know. I mean, I don't know. Can we predict the solar? I know we know the moon phases, but I have no idea about the sun. But what I'm getting is there's a lot of solar activity for us that will uplift us, that will help us. Okay, they just said enter and pass through this gateway. Okay, now I'm really seeing this. So it's this gateway that I showed before, and they all kept, and I got this visual. It wasn't when I was channeling here. It was when I was just in my kitchen, and all of a sudden, this visual came through of where we're going in February for our future as a collective. Okay, so this will affect us all individually as well, but strong energies, particularly as we enter into toward the end of February. Gateway, they just keep saying gateway. Gateway of divine energy supporting us as we move forward. Now remember, we can't turn a blind eye to our journey. Just because we have all the energies supporting us, we still have to do our work. I mean, we could turn a blind eye and go, okay, good, I'll just let the energy take care of everything for me. No, that's not how it works. We come to the party, and as we do our own individual journey, and we continue partnering with the awakening, what we have is we have the support. We actually can integrate those energies. We have the support of those energies. But we have to how do I come to the party? We can't be down here and the energies are up here. We have to keep doing our work so that we're here and we can align with those energies. I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, for example, what's the point, right? Just go back and live your 3D life the way it was and just go have a big party, right? Or just ignore everything that, we need to do to grow in our individual selves. That's not how it works. That's why we're going through the awakening journey, is to be aware. Okay, they just said self-awareness, understanding of the divine truth of who we are, and then the work to peel back those layers and see the brightness of who we are through this full-on spiritual awakening journey, which is very complex, as we know, but it also can be understood from I'll just say a more simplistic perspective, kind of some of the things I try to help you with in the other videos that focus specifically on the awakening journey. So what we're going into is this huge gateway of energy. They're just saying of upliftment. Okay, so I'm going to ask, I guess what we'll do is let's just see what will occur individually that we might notice. Okay, they just said strong energy patterns. Okay. They just showed somebody's head doing this, like, like, and they're being funny about this because, of course, they do use humor, like smack, smack. Like all of a sudden you're like, whoa, where am I? You may notice like some big energies coming. But I keep getting like a lot of solar sun activity. I'm getting the visual of the moon. It's a lot of cosmic event kinds of things. Now, what I didn't do is I didn't look to see if we've got any eclipses coming up here in February or anything else. So I just kind of go into channeling and get what I get. But what I am very much getting is cosmic events, cosmic solar, cosmic the gateways that we will be traveling through. Okay, so as far as individually, we will potentially feel. I just heard out of sorts, and so out of sorts, we can feel that quite often, but we're going to be integrating brand new energies. I'm also getting the galactics very available to us. Boy, I don't know what that means. That's interesting. Very available. They just said in our meditations, and because they're getting closer. Okay, so what do you mean closer? Closer to a showing yourselves, or okay? Now they're saying they already do, but to the collective, no, we're not ready for that. But I am seeing the galactics being more available to us in our meditations, in our work, in our. They're closer to us. They're closer to us. They're a guiding hand through this new portal that I'm getting. This new gateway in February, which is going to, remember, 2023 is the year that I've been told of creative expansion. So it's going to take us into a place where, they just said we will recover, and this is individually, recover our knowing of who we are. Now remember, that's never done just all at once, but you're going to recover an aspect of you, recover a knowing of who you are. Collecting those pieces, those soul fragments that are coming back into the oneness of who you are. They're talking about collecting. So you're going to feel like more of an integration, a potential of understanding more greatly who you truly are. And that's hard to explain, but the breadth and depth of who you are, the fullness of who you are, and yes, it's important that you are who you are in the human form, but the expansiveness of who you are. This can include things like past lives. It can include galactic lives, which of course could be past lives. Future potential. This is soul fragments. Parts of you coming back into balance with yourself. So they're really talking about discovering the fullness of who you are and the power that you have. Understanding who you truly are. You're going to become more aware of this. Now remember, we're all at different phases of this journey. So keep that in mind. If you're just beginning the awakening journey, this may sound foreign to you, but this is going to happen. Because remember, it's wave upon wave upon wave as we move forward into this ascension journey as a collective. So wave upon wave upon wave. You're going to, for those of us who I just keep getting these frontliners, we're really going to be elevated into, I just heard turning on the power. So, for example, if you're in the midst of creating something, you're going to have a big boost happen in February is what I'm getting. There's going to be something significant that comes along in your way to help you identify that this is your path. That this is part of your path, that it's a path to take a look at. I know I'm moving back and forth. There's a lot of energy here today, so I'm just going to keep going with it. You're going to have, a lot of you are going to have that next phase, like validation is what they keep saying of what you're doing. Next phase validation of what you're doing. When I say creating, that's a shift and change in anything in your life, okay? I think I told you previously when I thought of creating, and I kept getting that as a patterned word in my early journey. I thought of it as artistically creating. I had no idea that you step your foot out on the floor every morning and you're creating. That's what we do. Every single thing we do, we are creating, which is why we need to be consciously aware and self-aware, because we don't understand what we're creating. I mean, we've created what we're seeing out there now. Whether you want to believe that or not, we have. So what we're now doing is we're, in a sense, unraveling that and understanding it more understanding our power rather than just shooting lightning bolts out of our hands and having things blow up. Now we're starting to understand our power of being able to create. We're in those energies now where that creative manifestation is starting to happen faster. Okay, things are starting to happen faster. So this is part of this journey. So as you're moving into February, I keep getting this expansiveness, this gateway we're going through. It feels very solar oriented. I'm getting very much as you keep moving forward in your journey, whatever it is that you're focused on, it feels like an answer to your questions or your ponderings or some kind of thing that will actually manifest to help you understand more fully your journey and the choices that you need to make moving forward. Now, this can be in any area of your life. So this is going to be really interesting moving forward. So as I see March and April, again, okay, I just heard springtime will have a huge impact on the collective. Wow. Choices made, decisions made. I just heard about face. Okay, this is the collective. Turning around and looking at each other. About face. Reflection. Reflection upon what is meant to be and what is not currently happening. A revisiting of. Okay, they're showing people standing still in their tracks. Like, been pounded enough of the things they don't want to see, because there's a lot of that out there now, right? And people stopping in their tracks and starting to become aware. And I just heard taking action. I don't know what that means collectively speaking. Is that taking action collectively, individually? Individually making an about face, changing their lives, changing their journey. Looking to the collective to change, empowering themselves. Okay, this is starting to look like, I think we're seeing this, and I don't keep up with the news as much as maybe some of you do, but collectively what I'm very much getting, I keep getting the words overthrow, like a uprising, like standing still in their tracks because of things that have happened there, and all of a sudden becoming aware, self-aware, and going, okay, this has to change. And then action, taking the about face, taking action, either individually on their own accord or collectively speaking, but I am getting a collective, I keep getting the word uprising. Now, here's the thing, whether that's energetic only, only, that's how we manifest anything, right? That would be more in the here and now. We wouldn't see an actual action or manifestation out of that. Or if it's actual things we're going to see happen in the collective, I'm not fully sure. Because as we know, it takes time to manifest, but we're manifesting faster and faster now. And that we have to start to really understand that our thoughts can become things even faster. And I know many of you have experienced that already. I keep getting collective uprising. I feel like it's going to be action. I feel like it's going to be action in pockets. I keep getting, let's just see if we can geographically get this. Wow, I just got the U.S. That's so interesting. I just got the words unhappy. I'm getting unhappy with the turn of events. Now, this isn't always just political, okay? So don't put your political hat on here and because that's not necessarily what I'm getting. It's like the direction in general. I'm getting a lot of the materialism focus, the financial focus, the money, turning a blind eye to our true nature. So again, we all have a tendency to kind of go political on when we start talking about uprisings and things like that, even though clearly those things are happening, but it feels like a construct that we're sick and tired of. I keep getting financials. So again, this goes back to the individual. How does that affect you? We always want to look at this from an individual perspective. And so I'm getting financial construct. I'm getting a lot of shift and change. I'm also getting education, shifting and changing. There's a huge breakdown of things happening right now, collectively speaking. And so what we're doing as individuals, we're making choices about these shifts and changes that we're seeing. And so we're having these own uprisings inside ourselves. Okay, so remember that. The uprisings outside of ourselves, they're coming from the inside of ourselves. And we've been a part of that creating what's been out there. So now we're turning that around and we're saying, like they said about face, and they're talking about moving in a different direction. So I'm getting a weird thing, like the U.S. I keep getting like split, like the country's split, but they're showing kind of down the middle. Sometimes I don't know whether these are Earth events or just energetic, collective human things that are happening. It's hard to say. And maybe I'll try to get some of that. I keep getting a split down the country. That's weird. I keep seeing the west side and then like the Rocky Mountains right down through the middle, split. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. We're going to put that out there. Why am I getting, I'm getting some Caucasus region, some kind of Europe, Eastern Europe. I'm getting flare-ups. I don't know if again, I don't keep track. So I don't know what's going on in the Caucasus region, but I'm getting that whole region. And when I talk about region, it can be very big and large and expansive, but there's a lot of energy over in that area right now. There's a lot of energy I'm seeing. These could be Earth events, okay? They could be Earth events. They could be collective human events as well. And then remember, they're also individual events. So you got to keep that in mind. So as we move forward into the spring, let's just bring this back. As we move forward into the spring, we're going to see a lot of opportunity for ourselves individually. We're going to see still continued shift and change in the collective. It's going to feel more expansive, and we're still pulling apart. So we're not coming together yet, okay? We're pulling apart. Again, as I said, old Earth, new Earth in the past, but what's happening is, as I've always said, more and more are waking up. That's a journey in of itself. It doesn't happen overnight, right? And we're all of a sudden enlightened. It's a process. So more and more are joining us at the same time. That's causing the energies of the old Earth, new Earth idea, the higher consciousness way of living, new Earth, and old Earth, low vibration, 3D, old energy to really kind of rear its head is what we're seeing. So we're gonna keep seeing more of that. That's kind of like an old story, but that's just the way it works. And the more we pull up, the stronger we become in our higher consciousness, new Earth way of being. The stronger we're going to see the ways of old want to pull us back, I guess I'll just say. So what I would say, but I'm seeing a further and further division. I'm also seeing the dissolving over here. Wow. Okay, this is the first time I've seen this. We're just kind of all over the place today, but hopefully this will make some sense, but I'm just giving you what I get. I'm seeing it. This is the first time I've seen this, the dissolving of the old Earth. Wow. I think what we're doing is working. I know that sounds weird, but we keep hearing kind of some of the same things over and over. And we keep going through this journey. And we're kind of like in the collective, are we ever going to see anything change? I keep getting, oh God, I'm seeing the old Earth dissolve. So something's happening. Remember how we talked about foundations crumbling? We're going to see institutions, belief systems, structures, constructs, all of that. And that's where the financial part came in. Remember earlier when I said that our constructs, our belief systems, our institutions, they're already starting to crumble. Like, look at the educational system in the U.S. We're just talking over and over again. All of this structures, political structures, all of this is starting to shake and quake. The old Pisces age energy stuff. But what I'm seeing is a dissolving. I'm actually finally seeing a dissolving of the old Earth. Wonder what that will look like. Maybe this is all going to happen faster than we think. I mean, now remember, there's no end goal. We just keep doing this, right? We keep growing in self-awareness and consciousness, and as we do, we rise in frequency and vibration, and we create this beautiful new life and journey and earth to live in. But again, it's a journey. It's a journey for all of us. So we're leading the way. For light workers, it's going to be very expansive. Opportunity for great expansive, because remember, it's what you focus on. It's what you focus on. It's what you focus on. Remember, this is an eternal journey. Take that energy. Use that energy. Be aware. Be self-aware. Recognize, I've always been told, recognize the cosmic events. Let them work to your advantage. We have the big event. A big event. It's not the event, because honestly, there's no the event. I know some of you feel that way. That's fine. I'm just getting there's no the event. We are the event. This process is the event. We will continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. It's not one day we're going to, get to a door and open it and everything is perfect. This is a process. Anyway, God, I got a little bit off track there. There's so much energy in this conversation today. And in fact, I can't even feel the seat that I'm sitting on. Okay, so that said, the individual journey looks very bright. Again, it's about not keep falling back into the old ways. We all have times where we step back in and go, oh, that doesn't feel good. And we're able to see that even more now. What I will say, the more self-aware you become, the more higher vibration you become, the more you follow this awakening journey in all the ways that you can, the more the old ways start to slough off and don't feel good anymore. You step back in and you go, wow, what used to feel great doesn't feel great anymore. You're going to have that even more. But a lot of you right now are at a place where you're not looking back at all. Like you've just left. You've just left those spaces, whether it be relationships, whether it be, it's things that don't serve you anymore. Habits, addictions, maybe the location you live in, maybe the work you have. And honestly, relationships too. That's a big one. A lot of people have been shedding relationships. Now remember, that's not because, oh, I'm better than them and, they're pining away for me. No, it's the same. It's vibrational. So they're feeling the same way, right? Like this isn't working anymore. They're on a different journey. They're at a different place in the journey. Doesn't mean we're better than them. It's all different. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you may be traveling up here, and I'm talking vibrationally, like really like accelerated your journey, and you're like, well, because the human can do this. Well, they're just not on their journey, and they've decided, and then guess what? Suddenly, boom, they're up here with you. I mean, it can happen that fast. I've actually seen it with people. So anyway, they just said give credit where credit's due. Let the competition go and we're on a ride, light workers. We are on a ride of energy through February. It's like we're increasing up and through the end of the month, and we hit this gateway. I have no idea what it's going to look like or what it's going to feel like because obviously we haven't hit it yet. And then we're going to ride. They just sewed a surfboard on like waves through March and April. And again, creative expansion. Take the thing in front of you that you love, that you're doing, that you want to do, that the change you need, all those things, and go for it. Go for it. And again, bring in your team, do your practices, go back to that video that I just put out. This is real important going into 2023, which is the 3 bodies. We've got to take care of ourselves. It's critical. I know it sounds boring. Like, oh, I already know all that. Well, do you? Or if you do, are you still doing it all? Because I'll tell you right now, I've been intensely in this journey since 2016. Fast awakening, fast movement. And I still have times where I go, okay, I've really fallen off in that area. Because there's a lot to focus on that can be very new for us. So keep that in mind. All right, I think, let's see, we talked collectively, we talked individually. I do want to talk a little bit about the earth. So let's just see what she's doing. She's her own consciousness as well. It's a feminine energy. It's her. I just heard it's her time. Okay, I just heard she will continue to wash over. Did you just say wash over? Oh, they just said yes, we did. Wash over humankind, clearing and cleansing the way for the new earth. Okay, they're gonna talk very specifically. You're gonna see times of great destruction. Again, just don't have fear around this. It's already happening. We know that the earth is doing her thing. She will wash over you as a wave, clearing and cleansing the pathways, for she is healing too. As you heal, she heals, and vice versa. You're coming along for the ride. So, what does the washing over mean? Does this literally mean water? Okay, they're just talking, yes, it does. Yes, so, well, we're going to be coming into the springtime when everything melts, right? Like the snow falls, things melt, but we also are going to get great rains. Okay, they're talking about in regions unexpected. So in regions unexpected, we end up with them kind of with flooding. Regions unexpected. Okay, this is the washing away. This is the gaining a hold. This is also showing things that are meant to be shown that have been long hidden. Treasures deep underneath. You will find the gold. Okay, there will be heretofore unknown answers of the days of old. Uncovering lost history, uncovering lost knowledge. Listen carefully. for you will start putting the pieces together of the great civilizations, and you will continue to learn from them. You will relearn from them. The darkest days have passed, even though it may not look like it, but the earth is speaking her voice. Watch and see and learn, for it is all part of the large puzzle of understanding the unseen and what has been heretofore the greatness of what can be and will be again. Okay, I'm going to stop there because when I channel, they also give me visuals. So what I'm getting, they're talking about like the great mysteries. There's something about with the earth shifts and changes, and I keep getting the washing away, like it's going to uncover. Like some of these floods, lots of times these floods are purposeful because they keep talking about washing away, like something will show up. And there's purpose in that, like old things that will show up, like history. Washing away and melting and flooding, and there's a lot of water going on, it feels like, for this year. A lot of water, like earth events. And I know you may say, well, we already have earth events. I know we do, but there's something about the water. There's also, I keep seeing archaeology. Like there are various efforts right now, they're saying, going on that will coalesce together to help us understand the truth. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. Wow, this was really an interesting energy update. It's interesting too because when I'm done with these energy updates, I don't remember what I recorded or what came through until I actually do the editing. It's kind of interesting to do this for me. But I do hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you find some value in this as you move through your February and really ride these waves of energy. Remember, it's about you participating every single day that you put your foot on the floor. And that's when we really start to receive the gifts of this journey. It's not just about, oh, I woke up one day and, when is this going to be done kind of thing, and then continuing on our life. That's not what this is about. And I think most of you know that because in many ways we really can't turn a blind eye to this. I mean, we can, but it will become very difficult. So I hope you enjoy the beauty of this time and understand that as we see the difficult things in our journey, they're here to send us messages. It's here to help us move forward as a collective and as an individual and grow in this great self-awareness of who we truly are and who we're truly meant to be. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'm Carolyn. I'm a channel. I'm a distance energy healer, and I'm a spiritual awakening mentor. So check out my services, purplerainhealing.com, where I offer all my channeled services and my spiritual awakening mentoring. I would love to work with you, and I wish you the best in February. Again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.